What is the program for achieving your goals of separation? Malcolm, a better word to use than separation is independence. This word separation is misused. The 13 colonies separated from England, but they call it the Declaration of Independence. They don't call it the Declaration of Separation. They call it the Declaration of Independence. When you're independent of someone, you can separate from them. If you can't separate from them, it means you are not independent of them. So, your question was what? Spellman, what is your program not for achieving, what is your program for achieving your goal of separation? Malcolm, when the black man in this country awakens, becomes intellectually mature and able to think for himself. Now think about that. Thinking for yourself means thinking to do things for yourself, not just thinking, but doing. You will then see that the only way he will become independent and recognized as a human being on the basis of equality with all other human beings, he has to have what they have, and he has to be doing for himself what others are doing for themselves. So the first step is to awaken him to this. And that is what the religion of Islam makes him morally more able to rise above the evils and the vices of an immoral society and be politically, economically, and socially, philosophically of black nationalism within him, the racial dignity. Let's start over again. let's see where we start. Let's read the last sentence. And be politically, economically, and socially, and social philosophy of black nationalism instilled within him the racial dignity and the incentive and the confidence that he needs to stand on his own and take a stand for himself. So, basically what he's saying is that you look at what the man is doing. He has a Congress, he's writing laws for his people. He has economic system for his people. He's manufactured his clothes. He does everything for himself. You don't see the Chinaman doing things for him in America. You don't see him depending on the Chinese for his welfare, for his livelihood, giving him a job, teaching him in schools. He does everything that's what independence means. Doing things for yourself, thinking for yourself. When someone does something for you, they're actually thinking for you. You're not independent then. You can only be independent when you are doing things for yourself as a people, not as an individual. So we got billionaires, we got millionaires. We just have to come together and create our own society. That's what he's saying. If you don't have your own land, you're not free. You're not independent. Because you got to pay somebody else to be on that land. It's not yours. And he used the example of the 13 colonies. They had to separate from them. The colonies had to separate from the government of Britain and become a free people, write their own laws. You see what I'm saying? Write their own laws for their own people. Create their own businesses. So when you're equal, you be able to go to a city where you own it. You own the skyscrapers. You own the airports. That's what it means to be an independent nation. You can't be an independent nation in another man's nation, spending all your time complaining to him about what he's not doing for you. That's a slave. You'll never be free that way. So this is the message that he taught. This is the message Elijah Muhammad taught. He was a spokesperson for a long time. So he knows very well the message of Elijah Muhammad. In the religion of Islam, you have a very high moral code. So it keeps you away from the pitfalls of this society. There's a lot of pitfalls. However, if you're in another religion, it's hard to rise above that because it's in the church. The pitfalls are everywhere. It's even in their religion. The pitfalls are in the religion. So how are you going to rise above the religion if the evils and the immortality is in the religion? Now, believing is not enough. You got to actually do something. So the religion of Islam gives you the racial and human dignity to rise above that. And that's what he's saying. So I did this because I had a I had a visitor who told me in Spanish that he wasn't following the last video I did. I was skipping around and I was reading it, but I wasn't showing it on the screen. So I decided to do another video and actually show you the words on the screen of what was being said. No, I'm not reading this from a Bible. I'm reading this from Malcolm X. These are speeches written by these are speeches he did, a collection of speeches. His wife made a book. His wife, see, Betty Shabazz, 1970. And she had a reprint in 1992, Betty Shabazz. So this is a book she had a collection of speeches he did, interview with A.H. Spelman. Yeah. Now, you won't find nothing like this in the Bible. The Bible basically tells you to just pray and God's going to take care of it. And we've been waiting on that for hundreds of years, so that's not the answer. It gives us the answer, but people don't read that in the Bible. They don't read in the Bible where God says that every man has to have his own, that you got to not be a servant to anybody but the Creator. Because if someone has to do everything for you other than the Creator, then that's who you're serving. You're making him your God. So if you're making him your God, he can do you whatever he want to do because you're his property. And you wonder why you're not respected because you're not doing what men do to be respected. Look what Abraham Torre is doing. He's not trying to integrate with nobody. He has his whole country. He's working to be independent because even though he's always had the land, the political system was not under their control. So now he's taking that control of the whole economy. And I'm not going to be no kind of slave. I'm not going to be a political slave. I'm going to free my people. I'm going to improve their conditions. We're going to be independent of you. How become independent? Because we have our own. I don't have to buy your products from overseas at triple the prices, and you got the raw products here. I have my own manufacturing plants, so I make the finished product here. That's independence thinking. So the so-called black man hasn't awakened to this idea yet. They're still in a trance or a spell that they're supposed to be with this person who's supposed to take care of them. So he's not really a man because he's looking for another man to take care of him. And men are independent. They take care of themselves. And you wonder why the woman don't respect you. You're not being a man. You think it's normal for people to be taken care of by another people, right? Now, if you just want to say, well, we all people, we forget race, they won't let you forget race. It's everywhere. So be proud of who you are and make race your first priority, serving your race. Isn't that what he does? Does he try to serve everybody else? No. He serves his people. And you got to respect people who do that. So we have to do the same thing. whatever the cost. That's what he said. What's the price of freedom? Thank you for listening. I did this for my Spanish-speaking brother who wanted it to be clear and plain. He wanted to see the words where I was reading from. So I did that especially for him. But I like people who do that because it keeps me sharp, keeps me on point. Any question in the chat? I'll answer that question. This is not the Bible. This is a book written by Malcolm X's widow. All right. Thank you for watching. Peace.